Are you ready to write?
What? No! Welcome to the Whimsical Sort blog. Vinny and I wanted to start something different this year. We want to talk to you guys about what we do and how you can do the same things with practice. For most of us, writing can seem pretty daunting, especially if you hate it. Well, just so you know, I've written at least 3 drafts for our graphic novel, some short stories, and several versions of the Cage script, not to brag by any means. But let me tell you, that feeling rarely goes away. Although, it's not the same feeling I had as when I was 12. Imagine you're walking along, minding your own business, when suddenly you're struck by something that knocks you to the ground. That was how I used to feel. But now, it's more like trying a new food. I'm never sure if I'll like it until I eat it, but the ingredients all sounded good. I think this type of anxiety over writing comes if you feel incompetent, or if the last thing you wrote was total garbage. For some reason, we humans always get discouraged with failures, when in fact, it should help encourage us to see where we won't go in the future. But I find that if I didn't like what I last wrote, I'm less likely to jump on the writing bandwagon. There is another point that I brought up that I want to expand upon. Incompetence. We often feel incompetent, even myself, when we can't follow the guidelines of something, or when we compare ourselves to others. Or maybe when we're restricted. That's a thing. In regard to writing rules, it is best to follow those as best you can. However, I find a lot of authors, once they know the rules, play with their own style of using them. To that author, it becomes an art. Also, I find when I read other people's works, I compare them to my own writing.
Gosh, I'll never sound like these guys.
But then I remind myself, you're not them. You're Rupert Andale, and you should sound different. Why would anyone want to read what you wrote if you sound just like everybody else? So, I take what I can from their writings, and I play with it in my own writing voice. Once you take the plunge and really dig into writing, you'll get better and better at it. I'm not even a good speller, and I like to write. You'll have papers or stories that you'll write that you'll love. There'll be things that once you edit them several times, you'll love more. But having something that you can look back on and say, hey, I wrote that, it's a great feeling. But I would say, even more important than the feeling, is love what you write. If you're not excited about what you're writing, even in a school project, find what you do like. I once wrote a whole report on the history of Legos, merely because I was willing to put the time forth to research and write about Legos, and it was fun. Next time you have to write something, find a subject you can sink your teeth into and write. Get it on paper. Edit it later. Hey, that rhymed. Starting is the hardest part. Jumping over those hurdles is great, and it's easier to write once they are behind you.